Okay, this is going to be a presentation for everybody about peace officers. Now, I want to tell you that we need peace officers. There's a lot of wonderful people who are literally the salt of the earth that are performing the job of a peace officer. And the job of a peace officer is to keep the peace. And matter of fact, there's some good examples of them is oath keepers, and you'll see some videos on YouTube and in various places. And there's organizations called the oath keepers, and those people are wonderful people. The people like Sheriff Richard Mack and others are just the best people that there are. And we need people to keep the peace. But what happens is that these police authorities go and deliberately hire people who are low intelligence. There's a case called City of New London versus Jordan, or Jordan versus City of New London, I'm not sure which. But anyways, it went to the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit. The City of New London was a city in Connecticut, and there was a guy that applied to the city police to get a job. He had a master's degree, and they refused to hire him because he scored too high on the test. And so they don't want people that are intelligent, or at least some of them don't. And they want idiots. They want thugs. And what happens is that when a peace officer goes outside the scope of his authority, then he immediately ceases to represent the government, and he's in his private capacity, not in his official capacity, and he's on his own. And so if a cop, for example, if a cop stops you for speeding, there's no breach of the peace. And so therefore, he is not operating as a peace officer. He is operating in his private capacity as a revenue officer. If you don't complain about it, then you just consented to have him do it to the next guy too. So that's exactly what's going on. And so these cops, if they stop you for like speeding or some commercial crime, unless you're carrying passengers or property for hire. If you're carrying passengers or property for hire, then he can regulate you. But if you're just traveling somewhere, then that is a breach of the peace. And instead of him being a peace officer, now that's an assault, and it's false imprisonment. And that's exactly what it is, and we all need to understand what's going on and how it's happening, and start standing up for ourselves and start putting a stop to this garbage, because that's exactly what's going on. They sit there and put peace officer all over their vehicle, but when they go and stop you for speeding or violating one of their commercial rules, they are the breaches. They are breaching the peace, and that is an assault, and that's false imprisonment, and who knows what else is going on. But so we need to understand that, and make sure that they do their job, and hold them accountable. And if we don't hold them accountable, then we're at least partially responsible when they go and do it to the next guy. And so that's my little thing on peace officers.